Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Psychomania. Today I'll be discussing about some branches and fields of psychology. So without any further ado, let's get started. First of all, let us take a look at the early divisions. Earlier, psychology, like other sciences, started with some basic branches which were classified as experimental, which had physiological, learning, and perception in its core. And then we had non experimental, which had personality, social, and developmental at its core. Now, let us take a look at some of the basic fields. First, we have biopsychology. Biopsychology tries to study the biological basis of behavior. Now, the intimate relationship which is present between psychology and the biological sciences is quite obvious, is quite understandable. All the behavior actually occur through bodily processes, like the brain plays a very important role in coordinating and organizing the functions of different organs of the body. In fact, we can say that the base of all forms of complex behavior is related to brain and its functioning. So it is quite impossible to understand and explain behavior without we trying to understand what is the structure and functioning of brain. I'm not sure if everybody has heard of it, but a famous case of Phineas Gage, which was based on his losing a major part of the frontal lobe and how this impacted his major part of personality, is also based on this purpose of study. Next, we have cognitive psychology. Cognitive psychology tries to study how human process the information, what are the information processing abilities. Psychologists of this field try to study all the aspects, all the facets of cognition, like memory, thinking, problem solving, language, reasoning, decision making, and so on. Next, we have comparative psychology. Now, the studies of comparative psychology, what they do is they try to compare the behavior of different species, like animals, amongst animals or animal and humans. So that is why some psychologists used to call this field as animal psychology also. By studying animal behavior, these psychologists try to collect the important information which can be then compared and then can be applied to human behavior as well. Then we have cultural psychology. Now, cultural psychology tries to study the ways in which culture, subculture, and ethnic group members impact behavior. Psychologists may do cross cultural research also and then compare the behavior of people in different nations. Next, we have experimental psychology. Experimental psychology, by the name itself, is quite understandable that it tries to investigate all the aspects of psychological processes like perception, learning, motivation, but by the use of controlled experiment. So, this is what the field of experimental psychology does. Then we have gender psychology. Now, gender psychology, it tries to research, it tries to study the differences between males and females, uh, the process of acquisition of gender identity, and what is the role of gender throughout life. Next is learning psychology. Learning psychology try to study that why or how learning occurs. These psychologists try to develop theories of learning and then apply the laws and principles of learning to solve the wide range of human problems. Then we have personality psychology. Personality psychology tries to study personality traits and dynamics. The psychologists of this field have developed theories of personality and tests also for assessing personality traits. Then we have physiological psychology. Physiological psychology investigates the role of biochemical changes which are happening in our nervous system, in our body, and are related to everything that we do, sense, feel, or think. Then we have sensation and perception psychology, which tries to study the sense organs and the processes of perception. The psychologists who are working in this field try to investigate the mechanisms of sensation and also try to develop theories about how perception or misperception or illusion occurs. Next, we have some applied fields of psychology. So, first we have is social psychology, which helps us investigate human social behavior. For example, attitudes, conformity, persuasion, prejudice, friendship, aggression, helping, and whatnot. Now, this field has been developed actually by joint contributions of various sociologies and social psychologists, and whatever the research they do and how their interest in research overlap. So, it is being developed by that process. Next, we have is clinical psychology. And now, clinical psychology, it's more of, a clinic based thing, a clinical, a medical kind of a sort of a thing, which involves psychotherapy, investigation of clinical problems, and developing various methods, appropriate methods of treatment. Okay, it includes diagnosis, causes, and treatment of severe psychological disorders and emotional troubles. Then after this, we have okay, one more thing that people need to do after masters. People need to do some sort of specialization like MPhil or PhD. Next, we have community psychology. Community psychology promotes community mental health through research, prevention, and education, and also consultation. So, community psychologists, in a way, try to apply the psychological principles, the ideas, and also the various points of views to help to solve the social problems and to help individuals in adapting, acquiring to their work and living groups. Then we have consumer psychology. Now, researches like packaging, advertising, marketing methods, and characteristics of consumers, these are all an important part of consumer psychology. Then comes counseling psychology. Counseling psychology also does psychotherapy and personal counseling, researches in emotional disturbances and counseling methods. But counseling psychology is bit different from clinical psychology, as counseling psychology tries to handle a rather moderate or a rather less severe range of cases. Then we have educational psychology, which investigates the classroom dynamics, what teaching styles should be followed, and also learning and developing various educational tests, evaluating methods of educational programs. So this is what falls under the premise of educational psychology. Then we have engineering psychology. It is applied to the ways of designing of machinery, computers, automobiles, aeroplanes, and so on for business, industry, and military purposes. Then we have forensic psychology. Forensic psychologists try to investigate the problems of crime and also crime prevention, rehabilitation programs, the prisons and courtroom dynamics, selecting candidates for police work. This is somewhat that falls in the category of forensic psychology. Then we have industrial or organizational psychology. Industrial or organizational psychology tries to investigate all the aspects of behavior in work setting, ranging from selection and recruitment of employees, what are the performances, how they need to be appraised, what is the methods of work motivation to leadership. So, how can the employees be motivated? They can be kept motivated, and what will be good to keep them hold it in the organization. Then we have medical psychology. It tries to apply psychology to manage medical problems like the emotional impact of any illness, self screening for cancer like problems, and compliance in taking medicines. Then we have school psychology. This is one of very rapidly growing fields, as there is a great demand of school psychologists. Now, school psychology helps the psychologist to do psychological testing, referrals, emotional and vocational counseling for students. Also in detecting and treating any learning disability and helping them improve. Also helping the classroom learning also improve. Now, one thing here to notice that educational psychology may include school psychology, but educational psychologists as such are usually involved in more general and less immediate problems. Next, we have some fields that are a part of both basic and applied fields, like developmental psychology, which tries to conduct research on infants, child, adolescents, and adult development. They do clinical work with the disturbed children, and they act also as consultants to parents and schools. Then there is environmental psychology, which tries to study the effect of the various environmental aspects like urban noise, crowding, attitude towards the environment, and um, how does the human being uses the space. Then there is health psychology, which tries to study the relationship between behavior and health. And then at last we have positive psychology, which is actually an emerging field in the 21st century, and it's a very interesting, it's a very beautiful field. It tries to study the subjects like forgiveness, happiness, um, wisdom, so human strengths. It's a very interesting field, a field that must be, followed, must be tried to forward and developed in coming time. So thank you guys, that's all for today. I'll be seeing you in my next video. If you liked my video, please hit a like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. Also press the bell icon so that you get updated by all my new uploads. Thank you. Bye bye.